Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're looking at our good old friend Nige. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're an old subscriber, well, you'll know we like the Nige around here. So yeah, we're going to have a look at Nigel Mansell's first race for Ferrari today. But first I wanted to ask, what do these guys have in common here? This is Gilles Villeneuve, Alain Prost, John Surtees, old Seb, Niki Lauda, Michael Schumacher, Mike Hailwood, and of course Lewis Hamilton. Well, yeah, they all drive for Ferrari. That's you can see that from the pictures. But none of those guys won their first ever race for Ferrari. So let's take a look at how Nige got on. 1989, turbos are banned. They used to have turbos in 88. Now there are no turbos. Mansell's moved from the Williams team to Ferrari. 1989 season started in Brazil, and check out these cars. All the cars are they're different, very different from each other. Not like today, all the cars kind of look the same. The rules weren't as stupidly strict back then. All normally aspirated cars as well. This was the first season of no more turbos, and I always dig the look of that Benetton over there. That was cool. This is Gerhard Berger in the Ferrari. He would be Mansell's teammate, and yeah, brand new Ferrari, completely different look. Let's see what he had to say about it.
The car is quite good, but we still have a lot of problems around the car. We still need a little bit more power, but I'm confident. We looks not too bad.
And the gearbox?
The system is super, but what I said before, it's still to work on.
Yes, Ferrari had a new gearbox system. Look at his fingers there. That's how you change gears, indeed. Well, and Nige was on the golf course, of course. That's where you'll find Nige. What did he have to say about the Ferraris and the McLarens? What did he think going into this?
Well, not totally happy. I mean, we've still got Ayrton and Alain, who's going very, very fast with quite a significant advantage with the McLaren team. But what can I say? I mean, I've got to be fairly satisfied and happy because we're the quickest of all the rest. I just hope that in the race tomorrow on full tanks, what advantage they appear to have in qualifying doesn't sort of relate to full tanks, because if it does, it'll be they'll be them and us.
Yeah, so here we can see a lap of the track. This is a different track to the one they use now. This is in Rio. It's the Jacarepagua circuit, named for Nelson Piquet. And we're on board here on a Williams. This is the first Williams with the Renault V10 engine in it. So a lot of debuts that were going to be very, very important. And you can see how Ricciardo's changing gear. Look at his right hand. There you go. He's changing gears with a gear stick. So Ferrari's semi-automatic flappy pedal gearbox. That's like standard on expensive road cars now. 1989, it was brand new. Look at Ricciardo there throwing out signs. So use your mirrors there, mate, as he went past a slower car. Here's the long back straight. We're going to be seeing a lot of this because coming down this long back straight into this corner here is where a lot of the overtaking gets done. It's quite a nice track. This very cool track. I like the Interlagos track as well, but this one too, it's one of those that they don't race at anymore, but you can see it's pretty cool. It's very bumpy. That's because there's no suspension technology yet like there is nowadays, and yeah, the track probably needs resurfacing. There we go. Got it out eventually. Okay, Ricciardo Patrese there. Thank you for a lap of the track. The Williams cars would be our onboard camera cars in this race as well. So there you go. But as usual, it was Ayrton Senna. Pole position. It's Ayrton Senna. It's the 80s. It's Brazil. Who else would be on pole? You don't really have to ask. Making his Grand Prix debut in this beautiful Benetton is Johnny Herbert. Now a pundit, but it was his first race. Unfortunately, he wouldn't last too long at the Benetton team. Still recovering from his injuries from his accident in '88. So on the grid, Senna, Ricciardo, Patrese line up on the front row, and away they go. Watch Berger. He gets a great start, and he comes in behind. Senna blocks him off, and Berger decides to dive down the inside, and there's just not enough room. Patrese's coming around on the outside, doesn't know that Berger's there, And yeah, big incident, but unfortunate for everybody involved. But Patrese, he got a good lead out of that, and off he went. So we can look at it from Bhutan's onboard. What did Senna think? Was there room?
No, not much. Only we were in 3 trying to make the corner that you can only go in 1.
No, there wasn't. Unfortunately, you see, Patrese, no way of knowing that Berger was on Senna's inside when he came across Senna like that. So a bit of a racing incident that. But look at Bhutan. His debris had hit his mirror and knocked it clean off. Unfortunately for Gerhard Berger, one of many retirements of 1989 with the new Ferrari, he was out. Senna had to come into the pits and get that nose cone replaced, which was a big job because it was kind of the way it broke. It didn't come off nicely, so he got stuck in the pits for a long time. That would end his hopes of winning his home Grand Prix. We're back on board with Thierry Boutsen, and there comes the Nige. The Nige is on one of his cavalry charges through the field as he goes past Boutsen on the inside. Nigel Mansell flying in the Ferrari, yeah, and he was, with Boutsen behind him, he was closing the gap in the Ferrari 27, not the red 5, but the Ferrari 27. Unfortunately, that was it for Boutsen. He had to retire. He had a technical problem. He pulled off to the grass. In these days, they just left the car there. There was no safety car or anything. Prost pitted. 9.14 seconds. That was quick in those days. Mansell had caught Patrese, and in the slipstream, Patrese covered, and Mansell just went, did his usual thing. Right, cover the inside, I'll go around the outside, like a trailer park girl going around the outside. But he had cooked his tyres, and he had to come in and pit. The first of 2 stops. It's not very clean and fluid like it is nowadays. That left Prost to pursue Patrese. Patrese was trying to make this race with only stopping for tyres once. So everybody on the fresh rubber was coming past Patrese at a rate of knots. And this was Prost retaking the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And he would storm off into the distance, and Patrese would fall victim to Mansell, this time getting the move done way before the corner even. Patrese's one-stop strategy not really working. Prost would get caught up by a Nige. Here comes the Nige in the slipstream. This is what he does. Which way is Prost going to go? He's going to stay to the outside. So Mansell again getting the move done long before the corner there. Prost was actually having problems with the clutch, and that prevented him from making a second pit stop. So he was out there on cooked rubber. This was Derek Warwick having a slow pit stop and then stalling. His teammate Eddie Cheever was out of the race. Cheever had gotten into an accident here and taken a bump on the head. They were apologizing to each other and helping each other out. Cheever, he collapsed. He had taken quite a big bump to the head, really. A sad day for Arrows. With Warwick, he was on for a podium. But Mansell had to pit, and a 5-wheel change as he hammering his steering wheel. He had to change his steering wheel, of all things. So 5 wheels, the new wheels for Mansell. So some gearbox issues there. But Mansell had caught Prost, who was still out there with his broken clutch and single set of tires, and stormed past him into the lead and into the distance. Patrese would have to retire. He would have some technical problems with that Renault engine, you know, when there's a brand new engine. But this is interesting. Maurizio Gugelmin, the Brazilian, in his home Grand Prix, was chasing down Alain Prost for second place. This is Gugelmin in a Leighton House March with a Judd engine as a maniac, runs across the track before Mansell takes the checkered flag. That's how you do it, son. You win your first race for Ferrari. And Gugelmin, third place for the Brazilian in his home Grand Prix. So, yeah, great result for him. And good for the Brazilians to have someone on the podium, because Senna, obviously he didn't make it. Derek Warwick managed 5th. If not for his issues, a podium was on for him. And Johnny Herbert in his first ever race got 4th place. Mansell, there were some sharp handles on the cup, and they cut up his hands. What did Nige have to say after the race?
I was optimistic, but I never thought, I can't really say it for 1 minute, that I expected it to keep going. But I mean, I'm still finding it hard to believe now, but yeah, it's great. It's just great to be back here again.
It was a great race to watch. Was it a great race to drive for you?
Yeah, it was very difficult. I had a couple of moments through the race whereby I was wondering whether I had the right setup, because initially when I was behind Ricciardo, he was faster around the corners. I was quicker down the straight, but I was having a job getting close to him, because as soon as you get close to the car in front, you get understeer. but it worked out good in the end.
And you had a bit of a dramatic pit stop too.
Yeah, I had to change tyres, and also, I don't know how, but I had a little bit of a problem with the steering, which is confidential, we'll keep to the team and I had to change the steering wheel.
But did that give you a big drama as well?
It frightened me a little bit because everything was going as well as the plan as could be, and it was a bit of a drama I could have done without.
I had no clutch. I lost the clutch after the first pit stop. Everything since the beginning was going quite well. I was behind Nigel and Patrese and quite safe. I decided to change twice when I saw the balance of the car was not very good, but I was quite safe at this moment. And then after I stopped for tires, I lost the clutch completely. Then the problem was except the problem was very difficult to change gear and to brake late. It was absolutely impossible. And it was also impossible to stop a second time for tires. Otherwise, I would have stolen the engine.
So, yeah, very irresponsible to go around losing stuff, just lose your clutch. But what did Maurizio Gugelmin think about the new cars, the V10s and V12s?
I must admit, to hear that noise when you're behind and really makes you sick. I just hope the new jet and the new March chassis are capable to do the job.
Well, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Nigel's first drive and win for Ferrari puts him in a very illustrious list of people. Very short list too. Fangio's up there. Yeah. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And until the next one, have a good time all the time. Cheers.